All right, we're starting Unit 5, folks. We're going to be given two triangles, and we need to prove whether or not they're congruent to each other. So just keep in mind that congruent means that they're exactly the same shape and size, so that all of their matching parts are the same shape and size. So it doesn't mean that all the sides of our triangles need to be congruent, just that one pair of corresponding sides is congruent. So like AC and DF, AB and DE, BC and EF. Okay, so for example, the first way that we can prove triangles congruent is with the side-side-side postulate. So in other words, if all three corresponding sides of two triangles are congruent, then the triangles themselves are also congruent, which seems like it makes sense. So if we know that the three sides of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding three sides of a second triangle, then we can say that the triangles themselves are congruent by side-side-side or SSS. The second way that we have for proving triangles congruent is SAS. So if we have two corresponding sides and the included angle is important. It can't just be any angle. It has to be the angle that's included, or in other words, between our two sides, which is why we call it SAS and not ASS, for example. ASS does not work. You will never get to write that on a quiz or a test. So if the two corresponding sides and the included angle of two triangles are congruent, then the triangles themselves are also congruent. So you don't need to know that all three sides are congruent. You could know two sides, and if you know the included angle, then that works also. Please make sure that you understand this term included. If you are confused on it in any way, you need to make sure that you ask a question because um, like I said, it's going to be very important where that angle falls in determining whether or not your triangles are congruent. Once you know that a triangle is congruent, you're going to be asked to write a congruence statement. And those are simply just stating that two things are congruent. The important thing about congruence statement is the order. The order must correspond. So for example, in our examples up here, we had triangles ABC and DEF. So if I call the first triangle triangle ABC, then I have to call the second triangle DEF because AB corresponds with DE, angle B corresponds with angle E, so they need to be in matching positions in my congruence statement. I don't have to call that first triangle ABC. I can call it whatever I want. BAC, CAB, ACB, whatever I want to call it. I just need to make sure that my second statement and my congruent statement follows the same corresponding order. And finally, we'll be talking a lot in this unit about parts of triangles. A triangle is made up of three sides and three angles. So if we ever are asked to write congruent statements for all of the parts of a triangle, then you're going to want to find the matching or corresponding sides. Again, order matters, as well as the angles. Okay. Okay, so come with any questions tomorrow. This unit is going to move pretty quickly, and I will see you guys in class.